drink a lot of yin yang, and it's like, and my friends are.
I am here with the directors and writers of the film, members to Chok on Drink to Wash Them Down. 夜香鴛鴦深水埗. Oh, I watched your film. It's really interesting. They are basically 4 short stories together. How did you come up with this idea?
We met in New York when we were working on the film together. I was the cinematographer, she was the actress.
Yes.
We co-wrote the first version of 夜香鴛鴦深水埗 together during Christmas in 2014.
Yes.
It was a bigger, more ambitious project, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was more like it was like a sprawling family story, and all of these relationships and people were interconnected. Logistically, something that had all of those interconnections was not realistic. So Kai had the really great idea to break it down into short stories, and a lot of what was in our first draft was carried over into those short stories thematically, or the characters were the same, but they just became more intimate, 2 by 2 by 2 relationships.
Yeah, and it's not just for budget purpose. I feel like when the story is simpler, we can stay with the everyday activity,
Right.
make it like have a more feeling of life in it than trying to dramatize it. It's different stories, but like thematically, we still try to hang them together, both in terms of the theme or the form, like have something that make it feel like a whole work.
Yeah.
So, why 深水埗?
Oh, well, 深水埗 is for me is a very nostalgic place because my family, since my grandparents operate business in 深水埗, and then my father, and he was driving a cab, he also changed ship in 深水埗, and afterwards when he opened a business, he's also in 深水埗. Everyone come there as immigrant, or like they can work hard, and that's the place that you can develop your career, make a living. When Kate first visited Hong Kong, that's the first place I brought her to.
Yeah.
And I think we are not super conscious about 深水埗when we first started, but it's like when we think of these interesting locations like dirty noodle place, or street food, or
the toy store.
The toy store.
Yeah.
All these like somehow just bring us to 深水埗. And because like our movie, we want to be like close to the ground.
I think that's a good choice, and I could tell that you were trying to make a pretty Hong Kong movie by introducing yin yang and also domestic helpers. For an expat, usually you wouldn't get a chance to put a 深水埗. It's not because somebody else who take you there.
Yeah, I feel very lucky that I got to know Hong Kong through a local. I mean, Cantonese is so difficult. I've studied it on and off since I got there, and it's a really tough language. So I understand that for some expats, really getting to know a place like 深水埗would be really difficult. But it's just honestly the place I know, And what actually, when I first arrived in Hong Kong, I happened to take Cantonese classes with domestic workers. We live in Chumon, which is very local, and we get a lot of cham cham tang, and I drink a lot of yin yang, and it's like, and my friends are.
So you did actually study Cantonese, not like what you said in the movie.
No. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of Ruth in the movie. I'm not a huge fan of my character, but I mean, you know what? Some people like her, and they have their reasons, so that's okay.
I'm John. I teach econ.
I'm Ruth.
I would love to talk about your story with Raspberry Wong. I feel like it has a little bit influence from Before Sunrise.
Yeah. It was originally 2 women, and there were elements from our original script that kind of came over, and it was one person who's local to the place and one person who's split back. Independently of that, actually, another friend of ours said, oh, I might be working on this food show and coming to Hong Kong. What would be the quintessential Hong Kong food or drink?
And then we feel like the dynamic may be easier to have immediate impact when it's especially in a short form and it's male and female.
Yeah.
The movie is not about like necessarily romantic love as much. It has that potential, but it doesn't have. It's not what it's really about. The weird about is about what is meant by Hong Kong from a local perspective, from a foreigner perspective.
Right. And what is it like for them to collide, right? Or to
Yeah.
try and forge a connection?
I think you actually depict it very well, especially for the teachers, right? Teachers are usually more conservative and they don't really express their feelings as quickly, I'm guessing. And
They can't dress too sexily.
We worried. So I was very worried that we went too far with making my character so dowdy. But then, we always went and did talkbacks after screenings whenever we possibly could. We would just informally talk to people outside of the cinema. And we met this guy and he's like, oh, hey, I'm a teacher. And some other teachers told me I should come watch this movie. Or we said, oh, that's so great. We talked to him at length. And when I said, oh, I worry that I went too far with my sort of uncool clothing. And he said, no, you were perfect. He was so sad.
And then we have one of the sexiest actor in Hong Kong, the man guy, Gregory Wong, and we tried to dress him down, but like, hey, he's still sexy. What can you do?
Maybe I was a little shy too because I wasn't gonna roll into town and be like, obviously this guy's hot for me. Obviously Gregory Wong is hot for me, right? Like I guess so. Maybe if it didn't go as romantic, that was part of it. That I just was never going to write myself into. Men do it all the time, but I'm never gonna write myself into being
Having a makeup to you.
Yeah, I would never.
And you probably wouldn't do that to your wife either.
He'd be fine. He'd be fine. Yeah.
Tell us more about the toy store. I really love that.
Well, interestingly, the Toy Story, like the sibling dynamic is more borrowed from your sibling dynamic.
Right.
We like the dynamic is based on hers, and then the toys detail is more from me, and the toy store is a toy store that I went to when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's how old that is, yeah. Because that place have history. It's long history, so like things have certain order, and they put that organically, but not feel like too curated in a way, which is very interesting and a very interesting structure with the stairs, with the counter, all this thing, and also like cooking with a rice cooker is a very like local thing that you have to do if you live in a shop.
Yeah. And that's the thing, they do live above the shop, that family.
I didn't catch that.
Sorry. We're so in love with the real family. Sorry, that is a family-owned business. So the real family lives above the shop.
Oh, I see.
Sorry. And they wouldn't close for us to rent it, and we didn't know why. Or they wouldn't let us shoot overnight, and then we realized, it's because they actually lived there. But they were very hospitable, so they stayed open. They wouldn't close for us, but they stayed open, and they would tell their customers, you have to wait, we're filming.
Wow.
And then they would let them in.
But before you had that idea, you already knew them?
No, I don't. I went to the shop when I was a kid. I don't actually know them personally. And you just go there and talk to them. And then I brought my mom in. My mom actually acted in the film too as the store vendor of the it's like a grocery store vendor in the movie.
She's giving them the little snacks on the street.
So when she go there, she could talk to the owner about like other old friend, old neighbor they know around Sun Shui Po district.
Oh, that was your mom. Okay.
And then she came and hung out on set, and she and the auntie who owned the store, they caught up because they knew all the same neighborhood.
Well, you were saying that the dynamic between you and your sibling is similar.
I think so. I think I'm a typical spoiled younger child, so it was sort of that the older sibling who was taking on a lot of adult burdens, and the younger sibling who's still kind of figuring stuff out and maybe a little embarrassed to be at loose ends, right? To not have a steady job, not have a career.
Interesting that it's actually universal.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
just like an American family,
Yeah.
it's just also a Hong Kong family
Absolutely.
dynamic as well. So about the ending of that story, they're talking about an online store.
Right.
So has it been sold?
Yeah, I think in our head, yeah,
To us, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we like letting the audience kind of come in with their own interpretations.
and then I let them fill in the gaps
Yeah.
in between. And also like, oh, if they're actually showing the store closing, it may be too sentimental for
Yeah.
a place. And young people have to do many different jobs to carry on their dreams too. For me, it's what I'll focus on instead
Yes.
of like seeing the shop actually close. Although like if that night off, you see them close the gate as a symbolic thing of the closing, but I think want to focus on the young people trying their way, exploring their dreams.
This time, it says new romance.
So the last chapter
Yeah.
is a documentary.
Yeah.
Why did you add a documentary into your future film?
Well, I think in our original script,
Mhm.
we have a Hong Kong young woman character.
And she was the protagonist.
She was the
She was the
protagonist.
heart of it. She was
Yeah.
the starting point.
Yeah, but then as we go on, like we feel like we really need to represent Hong Kong young women.
Yes.
Young women are strong, capable, get things done,
Very
unsentimental.
charismatic. Yeah, very unsentimental.
Yes.
And so we actually had a different narrative chapter, and we scrapped it because we found out that Jessica was running for office, and we knew her as a bartender, and one of our friends tended bar with her, and so we got to know her more as a friend, and we knew that she just hates people. She hates talking to people. So when we heard that she was running for office, we were like, that's the craziest shit you ever heard. And I stopped by work and I was talking to her, and she told me all about it, and she was so excited, and it was really beautiful, and yeah, so we just felt like following her would be better drama than anything we could possibly write, you know.
And I guess we never have like a strong fiction is fiction, documentary is documentary.
No.
Every bit of fiction have something real about it. The sibling dynamic has something come your sibling dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
The school that we shot for Yunya is my high school. The stories that the elderly lady tell in Forbidden City, the first chapter, they are stories from my mom.
I think we really just wanted to create a snapshot of Hong Kong as we understood it at the time we were making the film. I mean, we always just wanted to try and get some stories that we saw, right? Some of the early chapters were more nostalgic or examining nostalgia, and then here she was, this like, you just take charge young woman, making plans, right? And so we just thought that was great.
Yeah, I really like that scene when you stick with her for like 1 minute or two to just like show her giving out pamphlets and stuff, and she was like,
Yeah.
That one I was like when I shoot it, like we were like, yeah, this could stay as long as he can.
Yeah.
Just like the time that we spend 1 minute with her. How much time should you actually spend there?
anyway, what is your next project?
So our next project is something that we co-write together. Kay is directing, I'm producing and shooting, and then we have other producers on board. We are still fundraising it,
Yep.
and we hope to shoot it soon.
Well, let me know if you need an actor or something.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for both of you for being
Oh, our
here
pleasure.
and for
Thank
my
you.
channel.
Oh,
thank you.
thank you
for having
Happy
us.
to hear.
So great.
不如我哋唱翻廣東話啦。